Did you go into the Capitol building?
I stepped foot into the archway. In the video, we've counted 71 seconds. So yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we stepped foot into the archway.
So, but we know that it's really about the ideas, but they're kind of using the fact that you crossed the threshold.
Yes.
And saying that that's really the problem, that you crossed the threshold.
Well, they're adding that into there's a probable cause.
There's a probable cause.
And in that, and there's videos out there.
Dude, but there were billions of people crossing.
Yeah. But that was the
you were
point.
like one of so many.
The way I look at it is it's a sting operation.
Yeah.
Right. And so
it's because you have a higher profile than other folks. And
then you have, it's the idea of entrapment as far as the way I look at it. At that doorway.
Oh, yeah.
I was there an hour. First of all, I got there an hour after everything happened. Why did I go there? It wasn't because Trump said, go march in the Capitol peacefully and have your voices heard, which he said multiple times. Mm-hmm. It's because I went back to the hotel room, which is by Freedom Plaza, which is about a 20-minute walk from the Washington Monument. Hang out in there. I turn on the TV to see what the news would be saying about this. We're coming from walking and singing with a bunch of people. And go, well, let's see what the news is going to say about this.
What were you singing?
I forget. I have to look in the video.
Wonderwall.
That's the one. Oh my goodness, how do you know? And so I turned on the TV and it was MSNBC, and this reporter was like, "It's a somber moment. There were shots fired. We thought blood on." And I'm like, they're lying, because they've been lying the entire time Trump has been elected. It's probably not more. I just didn't pay attention. And so I was there, and so then I put my boots on. I'm like, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to tell them, I'm going to find that camera person to stand behind them and stand there full of it, right? They're to the line.
Yeah.
That's why I went to the Capitol.
Right.
So I went to D.C. for the speech, and then I was done. Why? Because since 2020 of June, I've been going to rallies over and over up until they're going to do what they're going to do regardless. To the Capitol is 27-minute walk. So it took me at least, no one's talking about any of this stuff going on. So I get there, and the mood is just really chill. I run into some friends that I knew from Beverly Hills. We do a little interview with someone. There's a scaffold that had the American flag there. In the middle of our interview, they start singing the national anthem. We stop to sing the national anthem, or walk up the top, and I'm like walking around. I'm videoing all this stuff. You see some broken glass. People are kind of just making their statements, basically stuff you've seen in different rallies outside of the violence that happened. There's outside of the stuff that was broken, I should say. And so there was one point I saw before I got closer to the actual building. It was right on the steps. I saw men grabbing other men and trying to push them, going, "Let's go," and trying to push them to go forward, which was something that I noticed because at the Beverly Hills rally, we had issues with Antifa. When we had Antifa come in a big group and we were on one side and the cops put stanchions here, the kids we saw who were part of Antifa 2 weeks earlier were standing on our side wearing MAGA stuff, yelling at Antifa. And I go, they're trying to get the crowd worked up. Just like I saw these guys grabbing men and going, "Come on," and trying to push them forward. And I'm thinking to myself,
so these were all hired Antifa guns.
At this point, I'm just saying what it...
Or FBI agents.
I'm just saying what it looked like because I saw something like that before. What I can claim what it is exactly, I don't know. But I know it's cowardice because real men go, "Follow me." They don't push someone else in front and go in there. You know what I mean? And that was the difference. That's why I'm sitting there and I saw it happen 2 different times. But anyway, I'm walking around. I get to the door. I'm rambling. I'm like, this is why people come here, because it's a free country. And we're going towards that doorway. And in there, they're saying, I even talked to someone, and I was all on video. I go, "What's going on?" "Oh, they're letting us in over here." Who's letting us in over here? They. Meaning the people who are opening the door, police. Like, it's, if someone says they're letting us in over here, how do I knowingly know that's a trespass? And then people were walking in and we're shuffling in like we're going to a football game. Like it's college football Saturday and everyone's just kind of shuffling in. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we get right to the front door and then they stop us where I'm in there. And then they stop us and you'll see, even on what they have as a piece of evidence, you see my arm outstretched like I'm obviously stopped. And looking here, and the cops are standing there. I talked to one cop, and I'm like, "Hey, I heard they got on Pelosi's desk. Is that true?" He goes, "I don't know." I was like, "Man, it's crazy." Then I turn this way, and some guy comes up. He's full riot gear. He's like, "I need you guys to go back the other way." "All right, we're gonna do it. Fine. You see, we're being reasonable. Great. Hey guys, let's go." So again, how am I knowingly trespassing? Is when someone, as soon as anyone with authority said you need to leave, not only did I do that, but I also directed others to do that.
But you and everybody else.
Exactly.
Like there was no crazy guy that was like, no way.
Yeah,
Down with the authoritarian left.
Not that
You know, like, right?
Not that we saw that. Not when I was there, and not, you know, outside of a little bit of footage they've shown of some people fighting back, and a lot of that stuff was in bottlenecked and people getting in that crowd and getting tight, and then one side hitting and another side defending themselves. You know, we've seen video now where a peaceful crowd standing there and then gets shot with pepper pellets in there. Why are you doing this? Yeah. So there was an attempt to rile people up and get people in a certain place. The other reason why I know it was something else happening, because I've been to DC twice at this point with other patriots. I've been here in Los Angeles and Southern Cal at these different rallies. We're never the ones to start violence. We're never the ones to go looking for violence. It's always coming over in defense. So this didn't make sense just from my own year experience.
Yeah.
Of like, wait a second, what? And again, at that point, there was no, they stormed anything. It was people were there. There was no idea of a storming going on.
Yeah. It was more like a mosey.
More of a shuffle, I would like to say. Shuffle mosey.
Less of a storm.
And more of a mosey.
More of a...
And so then I came back out, right? I go to this window, which now when I look back at the video, it was the window, infamous one they show where people were throwing the flags in there. And I'm looking over and I'm recording, like, man, this is crazy. And I see one guy, he's a police officer who got hit in the head with they threw back their pepper spray canister. So they threw it back and it hit this guy on his head, and one of the cops. And you hear me, I go, hey man, are you okay? I saw them do that to you. That's not cool. And while I'm talking to him here, you see all the police just hanging out inside chilling. Again, nobody's indicating to me, get out of here. You need to get out. You need to leave. There's no signs anywhere that says restricted. Get out. You need to leave. Nothing.
Was that police officer that you spoke with, was he pretty rational and you were just saying?
He was, I mean, he had his mask on. He didn't really verbally respond. He was just like, he just shrugged. I was like, hey, I remember I said, so I heard there's a curfew going on tonight, right? At like 6. I go, who's going to enforce that? And he kind of just shrugs again. And I crack a joke. You know, I go, not you. The clock on the wall says you're done, huh? He's like, and I'm like, all right, laugh, and I walk away. Yeah. And that was my experience at the Capitol in that, you know, in that setting.
And then you walked away, you went home?
That walked away, and I was walking around to see the last few of everything that was going around the building. So I'm by the steps, right? Yeah. Run into some people that I saw either online or I knew from Beverly Hills saying, what's up? Yeah. And then I turned and left. And when I left, I was walking down the street with people, and I looked over to my right and I see cars that were parked. And I start chuckling. And people, I was like, you know what's funny? If this was a BLM ride, all these cars would be burning right now. And we saw no violence happen or nothing happen towards anything outside of what people, I guess, pointed their ire to, which was the Capitol, you know, and all that. Went home, didn't think anything of it, and you know, we fast forward, and my house is being raided, fast forward, and I'm being arrested at the terminal.
Yeah, so really, this is all about curiosity. Like, you came back because you were curious.
Well, I came back initially to go tell MSNBC that they were lying. And then I stayed